Before we jump into the video, the reason we're able to watch this video is a lot of people sacrificed themselves for this country. That's what Memorial Day is all about, honoring the fallen. While you're enjoying time with your family and having a good day, having a 3-day weekend, just remember the reason you have this, the fallen soldiers. Always remember. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Lions news here. 2 Detroit Lions speak about health and this offseason. We're going to get into that. Important players, and it's good that they're feeling well. Kyle Allen, could he be really pressuring Hendon Hooker for a job? One person believes so, and we're going to talk about that. Alex Anzalone, should he get a pay raise? If so, I think there's an amount that someone put on there, and I actually agree with. Preseason is going to be important this year. Lions going to have 4 games, Hall of Fame game. Why is it important? Talk about it. And Jahmyr Gibbs did a controversial post, or did he? We'll get into that one. We're going to start with Sam LaPorta here talking about injury. He says, my first off season, I had ankle surgery, so I was trying to prepare the body for my second season. LaPorta said, this off season I came out pretty healthy, which is great. I got to take some time off, just let my body relax for the first time since basically fall camp of my senior year at Iowa. So it's kind of a long stretch, but took a couple of weeks to relax and then hopped back on the bike and started going again. He's not the only one. DJ Reer is feeling as well. He says, I was probably the healthiest offseason in a minute when I haven't gotten cut and open or anything happened, Reer said. So I think it's sticking to the routine and it's just working. I think you said, I go a couple offseason when I was healthy, knowing that I can explore a couple different things this year and being healthy. Like when you're in rehab phase, you're just rushing back, you're just focused on rehab, and that may be getting back playing and how hard you can grind is. These guys are healthy, and it's good to see that they're healthy and they're talking about their health this offseason, especially DJ Reer. Remember, we signed him last year after he had the surgery, so he's going to be starting completely fresh and ready to go for this season. Same with LaPorta. These guys are important, right? We seen LaPorta, he was beaten up at the beginning of this season dealing with a hamstring injury, and it did affect him. And obviously, he's been injured before, and we don't want that to happen, right? We want these guys to be healthy this year, and it starts in the offseason. Dan Campbell spoke about it. He says, the first day of training camp, this is the healthiest you're going to feel. This is the best you're going to feel until the season's over. So get these guys to be healthy. Folks, I need you to hit that like button. If we get the 300 likes, that would be epic. It's really easy to do, so you just hit it, and it does help the channel out. Let's continue on here talking about more news. And Christian Boer believes that Kyle Allen could actually pose a threat to Hendon Hooker. From Detroit Lions SI says this year's Hooker training camp competition will be veteran Kyle Allen, armed with plenty of experience scattered across 5 teams and 7 seasons. Allen's aiming to usurp the term's current option behind Goff. Beating out Allen will not be an easy task for Hooker, who will begin just his second full off season as NFL quarterback. Allen, meanwhile, has 31 career appearances and 19 starts, 13 of which he came from the Carolina Panthers in the first 2 seasons. Though he hasn't started a regular season game since 2022, quarterbacks coach Mark Brunell believes that he put on tape throughout his career and is enough to grant him an opportunity to join the Lions quarterback room. He thinks that there's a little bit of worrisome when it comes to Hendon Hooker and that Kyle Allen could take the job. I'm going to disagree here. Now, I understand that we have a quarterback coming in here, and they're, it's competition officially, but Hendon Hooker's ceiling is much higher than Allen's. We invested into him in a draft. He's developed each year, and he's getting better, and we heard about the development this offseason as well. So I'm honestly not too concerned about Kyle Allen overtaking Hendon Hooker. The only thing I could possibly see if that happened, if there was an injury or some completely fall off the cliff turnaround in development. I just don't think that's going to occur. Hendon Hooker's not some low IQ individual. He'd get better each year. And I think he'll be the backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions. Now, maybe you completely think that Hendon Hooker's not going to do it, and you agree that Kyle Allen should be the backup, or he should win the backup position, whatever you may believe there. We'll find out during training camp, but if I'm a betting man, I would bet everything that Hendon Hooker is going to be QB2. That is my belief system, and I'm sticking to it. Next article here is Joshua Quapiro is talking about giving Alex Anzalone a pay raise. And I agree with him. He says, I worked with cap expert Joshua Quio on coming up with the projection for the extension for Anzalone would look like this. And here's what we came upon with. 1 year, $9 million deal with 7.5 fully guaranteed. Yeah, I like it. Alex Anzalone deserves a pay raise. I'm going to say this right now. He has exceeded expectations since he's been a Detroit Lion. He is now a leader of this football team, and he clearly makes a difference on the field. We've seen that. The guy is instinctive. He's good at coverage, especially against tight ends. He's not too old. Why wouldn't you give him a pay raise? He is, of all the players, I think, on this football team, he may be the one that probably deserves the biggest pay raise. He really does. You know, Alex Anzalone's embodiment of Dan Campbell in this regime through and through. And we got him in free agency. Remember, we didn't get him to the draft or anything like that. He was a free agent pickup, and it was a great pickup. You know, when initially we got him, I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was more of a player that's, you know, he'll get replaced at some point, but he's been more. And last year, he really took it up a notch. I thought Alex Anzalone probably his best year ever last year. He's really embodied everything Detroit. So I think giving him a pay raise, I agree with that pay raise. Again, smash that like button, folks. We hit that like button. Be a good thing. It will definitely push the content out there. And it's seriously, that's what it is. That's just how YouTube works. So I would be very appreciative. Next here, Mike Payton talking about some of these players that need to develop here in preseason. He says this preseason is the most important one in a long time. He says in the earlier days, the philosophy is more geared towards finding the starters who can immediately play and be part of a foundation of a team. Now it's more finding players who can contribute now but are very more geared towards the future of the team. Guys like Sione Vaki, Isaac Tesla, Giovanni Manu, and Miles Frazier. These guys should get some reps here and there during the regular season, but the preseason is going to be crucial for them to put an early look in game scenarios that they can't control and give them a chance to learn to overcome some of adversity that they have seen since college ball. With the Lions sitting out of the starters, you can make sure that these young guys get most of the live game reps. And I fully concur. I fully agree. This is exactly my philosophy here. So I agree with Mike Payton. You could agree to disagree, but I do agree with him on this one. This is a crucial offseason, not just really for Tesla, but I'm talking about the players of last year's draft. Giovanni Manu, Sione Vaki, these guys, right? The guys, because we expect Manu to take that next step in development. He was a player of development, and he has developed. From what I'm hearing, he has. And so to get him on the field, he's going to need all the reps he can because he could eclipse Dan Skipper as LT2 at some point, right? That's how much he's developed. We need him to have those reps because he's not going to get it anywhere else except for the preseason. Tesla, I would like to see him get some reps as well because he's probably going to get fewer in the regular season and compared to, Tim Patrick and other players. But there is a lot of young players on this football team. Hendon Hooker, we just spoke about him. This is a crucial period for him in preseason. He has an opportunity this preseason to really grab a hold of that QB2 spot and secure it, right? He's going to have 4 preseason games. He's going to be playing them in all, stay healthy, and we'll see what he can do, right? We'll see what he can bring to the table. And he talked about the Miles Frazier and the Tate Ratledges. Yeah, I mean, the offensive line. We don't even know how it's going to be put in. Who's going to be where? We don't even know. Who's going to be backup center? Who's going to be right guard, left guard? There is a massive competition going on at left and right guard right now. So it's going to be great to see Mahogany, great to see Ratledge, Frazier, Graham going in there and battling it out for those guard positions. And it is going to be, that's probably the biggest battle that I'm looking for this offseason. And in training camp and in preseason specifically, we can watch these guys with real reps. How many times have we watched where players in training camp have succeeded? They've done a phenomenal job. But when the lights are on and they're in a preseason game, the players who's done great in training camp doesn't show up and the lights are on. It's happened every year, so we get to watch that this year with a lot of these young players. Again, go ahead and hit that good old like button. It does help out. Jahmyr Gibbs, he posted some stuff on Twitter and on the social media that's getting some people to question here. Now, this little video here, it has Dan Skipper and Dan Campbell, like, shooting a gun on here. Now, for me, I think that it's just a AI thing, right? It's not real. It was AI done. Okay, AI generated. I don't think it's a big deal. I think that the world is a little bit soft these days, but I'm not the National Football League, and that's the difference here. I could see a situation where Roger Goodell be saying something over some AI-generated post. Do I think anything's going to happen to Jahmyr Gibbs? No, I do not. I think this is in the real world. In the real world, folks, this is not a controversy. You know, we just live in we lived in a kind of different type of world now, a little bit softer than usually. I didn't really care for the video. It didn't bother me or didn't bother. Like, it is just a video, him having fun, whatever, just goofing around. But we'll see what the NFL, if they say even anything about it. If they do, that's the typical NFL for you. You know, it's just, yeah, they seem to be picking on things. Picking on things sometimes that don't need to be picked on, and you're like, I just don't get it. I don't understand what is the concept of some of these individuals getting mad over things that probably shouldn't get mad about, folks. That's just the honest truth. So, but again, today is Memorial Day, and make sure you say thank you to the folks that even they're not here, but go see the grave or go to the parade or whatever. Honor the folks that they gave the freedom to us. In the comments, give me your thoughts about today's Lions news. With that said, folks, adios.